Q&A time. Some answers to your questions. Ubiest of the tubiest. The best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you. And I'm 50 plus. And you know what? I'll put this thing up. Let me hold on a second. Hey, there it is. You know, this little ring thing here is pretty good. I'm going to play with it a little bit while you guys are watching me. Hold on a second. Let me see here. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Okay, push the other button. Look at it. That's like a smooth operator light right there. Hey, smooth. Anyway, so I'm going to do a little bit of Q&A from you guys. I'm going to start from the newest and start working my way back until I feel like I've bored you guys long enough, okay? So let's start with Zach. Zach says, so you finally got away from Swift. Good for you. You know what? I have, some mixed feelings about not working there anymore. I actually enjoyed the time that I spent with Swift until the very last day. And, throughout the whole time, there was one day that I was, well, there might have been a couple others, but I could have gotten over those. But that backstabby way I felt on the last day was it. But other than that, I really did have a good time there, man. I learned a lot, and I would still recommend them, and I made a lot of money. So, but you guys know what my end game was or is, and I would not have made any progress towards my end game if I had stayed with Swift. Tomorrow, I'll pull my first oversized load, and I wouldn't have gotten that experience there. So I'm glad. Does Swift have flatbed and pull oversized loads? Yes, they do. But I would have never left the dry van / reefer because I had it too good. So I would have never experienced it. Okay, that's what I mean. Okay, let's move on to the next one so I can get a few of you guys' questions answered. All right. No, don't do that. I don't want to do. Okay, I'm using my little pad here. So hang in there. Let me get to your next question. Luke Brown went through orientation with me, and Melton orientation, and he's enjoying Melton as well. They gave him a brand new truck, and remember I said, this company, all of their equipment is their trucks is like the infancy. You're just not going to get an old one, and that is pretty cool, and they let you wash your truck every 21 days. They pay for a wash, automatic. But if you need it done even before then, all you got to do is let them know, and they'll put an approval on it and let you get it washed. Multiple times you just go to a Blue Beacon, and I just have had a very, very positive experience here. But I'm glad he found me on YouTube. And guys, let me see if I can pull his page up, Luke Brown. I'm gonna put it in the bottom, and I'll just link it. And when you guys, I don't know, I went there and didn't see a lot of trucking stuff on there just yet. But give him some time, he may put some stuff on there. Okay. Let's see here. Where's somebody else that's got a good one? I should have highlighted the ones I wanted. Benjamin. Benjamin says, can you pick your mentor with Swift, basically? And that's a yes and a no. Okay. Yes, you will find out who your mentor is, and you can have a conversation with that mentor and over the phone. And if something doesn't seem right and you don't think it's going to work, then you can get another one. But or if something happens along the journey that's intolerable, that you don't fit, you can get a different one. So in that sense, yes. But the mentor would have to specifically say, I want this person on my truck, for there to be a match in that fashion. Okay, it's kind of like what I did, when I was a mentor. The second part of his question: can you get a dedicated route right after you get off your mentor's truck? Yes, I've seen that happen on numerous occasions. In fact, Swifty Steve, when he got off my truck, he went to OTR for a very short period of time, and then he did Walmart dedicated. And I've lost contact with Swifty Steve too. His phone doesn't work anymore. I really hate that. I hope he messaged me. I really like to talk to him again. I've talked to all of my students. I like them. I enjoy it. We had a really good time. Contrary to one person's popular belief, I still talk to all of my students. How long does it take you to get your own truck after mentor? This is still Benjamin. You're going to get off your mentor's truck, and then you're going to take a little quiz, and then you're going to take a little backing thing, and that's if they hadn't changed anything since I hadn't been there. And they changing a lot of shit over there. But as soon as you get done with all that, right away you get in the truck. Right away. So now what you can do is what I did. When I got off my mentor's truck and went home, it took a week. And then I went to go get my truck, the first truck that was a Volvo. And then I've been burning fuel ever since. Let's see here. Something else. Let's see. We gotta get to some good ones here. Tracy, he said, 50, I love your outlook and perspective on our history. Unfortunately, it exists, but what he's talking about is the General Lee when I talked about the Confederate flag. And it may sound odd, but I kind of like the Confederate flag. Flags in general, they speak to something, okay? And some designs are appealing to me. And that's a Southern flag. I was born and raised in the South, but post the meaning of that Confederate flag. But my perspective on the Confederate flag is what he was responding to, and it is regardless if you agree with what the Confederate flag represents, doesn't mean that you have to have some sort of specific vendetta against the flag. You can, or anyone flying that flag, okay, or displaying that flag, or displaying Confederate monuments. There's this wave about tearing all those monuments down and bringing down every Confederate flag. And the fact is, if someone poked me in the eye, it would be really convenient for them if I forgot that they poked me in the eye. But if I wore an eye patch and every time they saw me, they saw that eye patch, it would be a reminder that they poked me in my eye. So, if you took all that stuff down and you got rid of all that history, how soon would they forget that they poked you in the eye? That's just another way to think about it, okay? And I'm not saying that's the way I think about it, but those of you who think that history should be wiped from the books, does that really help your argument? I believe I'm a fan of history. I like history, and regardless of this, if it's the Holocaust, or if it was slavery, or if it was the stealing of this country, or if it was anything around the planet, that doesn't even involve the United States of America or us as Americans, it's still history. It still existed. You can't run from it. You can't hide it, but you can study it and understand it. And that may help you in your journey today. So don't hate don't hate the Confederate flag. Come on. It's a flag. That flag didn't do anything to you. Oh, it's what it represents. Well, that's a narrow thought process, but I get you. Anyway, okay. Nathan, he says, awesome upload. We're talking about that same one who went to the museum, right? He's talking about on that Woody wagon, there was a little thing on the window, and I kind of thought there was like, as you drive down the road, air would come through there, and it could, you restrict it, and then the airflow will speed up, and then it can like be a fan or something on you. And he was going, he responded. Like a little deal on top of you. I guess you pour ice in there, and then it cools the air down that comes in there, and then it creates like an air conditioning type of thing. So that's pretty cool. Thanks for letting us know that. Get one or two more here. Let's see. Yes, I've screwed up when I put Dakota. I didn't spell Dakota right yet. Thank y'all for letting me know those. I did just let me, be stuck out there. Good looking out. Last one. Santi. I don't want to mispronounce that. I got my CDL last week. I have my orientation with Snyder in a month. Fantastic. I'm glad. I wish you could get started right now, but maybe there's a reason why you can't start for a month. The reason I'm saying get started right now, because you may be able to clip some of this winter driving with a mentor. It does make a difference. Tomorrow I've done a lot in flatbed that I absolutely don't know what I'm doing. When I went through the orientation, they teach you the securement and all that good stuff, but the fact is, they can't teach you every scenario. They just can't. They have this book, and as you can see, it's just right here too, because I studied this book on different ways to secure the different things that are out there. But the fact is that everything's different, and everything's it takes a different way to strap it and secure it, and so it may not always be in this little book like this oversized thing I'm about to go pick up tomorrow. But I'm thankfully enough that I'm a personable enough of a guy that the guy actually just parked next to me, right here. He's parked next to me. I had a good conversation with him, and he helped me put the signs and everything on the truck so that I would know he's getting the same load and he's going to the same place. So I'm going to follow him, and he's going to take me to another truck stop, and he's going to help me to pick out some other stuff that's easy to help this oversized load, which I thought was pretty cool. And he gave me this little flashy thing here. Look, let me see if I can. Is he flashy? Y'all see that flashing? See, I'm gonna put some new AA batteries in it so it'll be strong. But he gave me that thing. I don't know if I'm trying to let y'all see that. But anyways, it's magnetic on the back, and pretty cool. But a lot of these guys, if you see someone, I even talk to guys with their load, and I go, man, I wish I knew how to have my tarp as tight as yours. It just looks like it's seamless through the air, And then they go, yeah, well, this is the trick I do, and then they'll let you know. And how I know who to pick, I look at their truck. the first thing I do is look at their dashboard. If their dashboard is full of shit, I don't even want to talk to that person. I don't want to walk next to them. They probably stink. I know that maybe sound crazy, but if a person's clean, that tells me a lot about them. And and this guy's truck was the inside. His truck's old, but the inside of his truck is tight. And when I was leaving, the guy talks to me over the CB. He says, "Melton, are you going to get concrete?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to get a concrete slab." He said, "Don't go over there. They're closed. Your appointment got to be. You already missed your appointment or what?" And I said, "No, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I was going to see if they're going to load me today." They say, "Nope, they won't do it because they don't load after noon." So I said, "Okay." So I turned around and came and I parked. And then he saw me and he came over and he said, "Hey, is this your first oversized load?" I'm going, "What the hell? What?" And then I read closer in the notes from the load, and it just says OD, over dimensional. And it doesn't say oversized or over dimensional. It just says OD, and you just skimming it, you won't see that. And so, but you approach the people correctly. Try to choose the right people to approach. I mean, if they look presentable, if they look clean, and their truck is clean, and it looks like they're putting effort into what they're doing, you can ask them. And I've been doing that, and I've been getting some tutelage out here, and some very good information from these guys. And I've yet to get an idiot. I think I've been pretty good at picking the people to approach. But in this chance, it was lucky. I mean, the guy saw me, and just so happens, he told me that every time he comes to this truck stop where I'm only 3 miles. I like to get right on top of the customer, right on top of him, and I'm only 3 miles away. It's this little truck stop, right? And he says that every time he goes over there to pick up a load, there's a Melton guy here, and they always going to the same place, which we are, and it's always the same thing that they that they don't have some of the things. But he knew inside this truck somewhere that I was going to have those oversized banners and the flags. And as he's talked to me, the bulb went off, and I remembered when I inventoried this truck that I did see flags rolled up, and I was going, "Why did I put that crap in here? Think I'm gonna be waving somebody to come help me with something? I don't know." But now I need them, so now I understand. But the little flashing beacon things, they might be on there too, but I don't remember seeing them on the checklist, and I don't remember seeing them. So, and he also said that every time they always leave here, then they go to a truck stop up the road, and they get the amber one for the front and a red one in the back. He actually gave me the one for the back. I just need to get an amber one for the front, and we can only run specific times because it's oversized, okay? Over dimensional, you have you can only go from sunrise, sunset, something like that. Whatever it is, we won't make it happen. Anyways, I'm getting along. Y'all know I like to ramble, but I hope I'm giving you some fun information. Anyways, that'll be enough on the questions. But listen, if you guys have sent me a message and I have not responded to you, send it to me again. I try not to ignore anybody unless you say something stupid. I ignore you. I used to respond to them and put a blast at them. But it's so many of you right now, I don't waste my time with them. I just talk to you guys that got good sense, that really just, wanting what I want, and that's to give you good, solid information, and you are wanting that good information. And, there's a trust here that that I'm not fixing to tell you something I don't know. I'm not going to guess at something and tell you. If I don't know it, then I'm going to tell you I don't know it. And I'm only going to tell you what I experienced, So the next video, it should be me enjoying this oversized load. We're going to learn together on that as well. All right, guys, I had you on here for 20 minutes now with me running my mouth. So I am going to turn on the... You know what? One thing before I let you go. It's hot as hell in here. It is hot. I feel like a prostitute on paying day. Yeah, I'm hot. The problem is, 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, 2 days ago, you know, it was below zero. You know, you driving, man, you go from one part of the state, you drive for 2 days, and you way south, you know, or 2 days later you way up north, and you freezing again. It's just odd, you know, but be prepared for it. You know, I got a short sleeve shirt on right now and sweating. And then tomorrow I'm going to have a jacket on and be cussing about how cold it is, trying to idle a truck and everything, you know? So just have to be ready, be prepared for all those things when you get ready to come out here. Jubius, I appreciate you. Again, if you have any questions, put them down at the bottom so I can answer them for you. If you sent me something and I hadn't responded, send it to me again. I don't think I've ignored you, okay? Deliver undistracted. Here's your boop. Yeah! Boop.